So moving on, I do want to talk about a particular part, and I'm glad that my friend, the Minister of Transportation, is here because I took the time to speak to him this afternoon about this particular issue, and I'm just happy that he's here. I want to jump ahead. In this particular bill, under current section 191.8 of the Act authorizing municipalities to permit and regulate the operation of off-road vehicles with 3 or more wheels of low-pressure bearing tires. The section is amended to remove the requirement that the vehicles have low-pressure bearing tires. Current sections of 191 of the Act deals with vehicles classified as irreparable. Okay, that goes on. So I'm more interested in that particular clause. My good friend here, the member for Parry Sound, Muskoka Parry Sound, as well as one of my colleagues from Temiskaming Cochrane, along with my friend from Glengarry, Prescott, and Russell, and the Minister, we are all on the same page in regards to hopefully what I understand that this is actually going to accomplish. And I was pleased to having the discussion with the Minister this afternoon, where this is basic house cleaning, cleaning up some legislation which will permit, or eventually permit, the introduction of legislation which will permit the use of UTV vehicles on roads that are being utilized by presently the ATV clubbing enthusiasts. And I take this opportunity to read out a motion that we had talked about on this particular ATV. Just for the record, I said where the motion reads, whereas a motion was introduced at the Legislative Assembly of Ontario, which reads that in the opinion of the House, the operation of off-road vehicles on highways under Regulations 31603 be changed to include side-by-side off-road vehicles, four-seat side-by-side vehicles, and 2-up vehicles in order for them to be driven on highways under the same condition as other off-road all-terrain vehicles. Whereas this motion was passed on November 7, 2013 to amend the Highway Traffic Act 31603, whereas the economic benefits will have positive impacts on ATV clubs, ATV manufacturers, dealers, and rental shops, and will boost revenues to communities promoting this outdoor activity, we, the undersigned, petition the Legislative Assembly of Ontario as follows. We call on the Ministry of Transportation to implement this regulation immediately. So, my understanding is this is particular change that is in the regulations here, or in this bill, is house cleaning, which will permit us to getting to that next stage. Let me try and give you the impact of these changes and what it means to communities across Algoma, Manitoulin, and frankly across Northern Ontario, and how it will benefit these communities. The tourism industry in Northern Ontario is one that is fragile. There has been many reasons why it has become fragile. Irregular snowfalls. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but the last couple of years we've had some regular good snowfalls, which has actually increased the snowmobiling tourism activities that have gone out through our communities. But we also, during the summertime, what has been challenging for some of these ATV clubs is people have moved over from the ATVs to the UTVs, and there are interconnecting trails between many communities across my riding. You can basically leave Elliott Lake, get into Chapleau, do a loop in through Hornpain, go up to Hearst, come through Manitouwadge, cut across, and you'll be in Dubreuilville, and then back up in Wawa and work your way through the loop. There are challenges to the ATV clubs. Let's not kid ourselves. There's still the access to Crown lands, where some of these ATV clubs are finding it very challenging because roads are being closed by the MNR. That's another issue that we will deal with for another day. That is a very serious matter, which is taking away road-based tourism from a lot of these communities. But if you look at some of the opportunities that are there, these are individuals that, particularly when they travel as a group, you never have one or two. You're always looking about groups of about anywhere ranging between 8 to 15, sometimes 20 machines. And these side-by-sides, some of them are some 4-seaters, some of them are 2-seaters. So if you do the math, you're looking at about 40 to sometimes 60 individuals that is going to come to your community. They're coming to your community for quite a few reasons. 1, they're coming there for gas. 2, they're coming there in order to eat food. 3, they're coming there to spend the evening. And 4th, they're coming there to buy whatever is in your community. These are the economic engines that we have in small communities like Dubreuilville, like Wawa, Chapleau, across the North Shore, Hornpin, Manitowoc. Oh, and in my hometown of Gauguin, that's right, merci Frangine, the member from Nickelbell just reminded me. These are the engines that we need. In Foleyette, Timmins, this is what connects Northern Ontario. These back roads are our playgrounds. This is where we work and we play. But it's also where we actually make our livings, which is why it is so important to seeing this amendment. And again, I want to give kudos to the minister. We did have a good discussion about this. I'm expecting some follow-up from him. The member from Glengarry Prescott, Russell, who will continue to work with both myself and the member from Parry Sound, Muskoka, so that we can make sure that we have these amendments and this change to the regulations 316.0, 316.0, I want to say, 316.03. 316.03, just to make sure that all of the ATV clubs and all the ATV enthusiasts have the opportunity to expand their clubs, to expand their trail system, and really benefit from this. This really, it's a social activity and has blossomed into a definite family opportunity to spending some time and really enjoying what we have in Northern Ontario, the beauties that we have, the lakes, the hills, it's an opportunity for all of us to really engage in an activity and spend good quality time together. So I'm looking forward to seeing this house cleaning as a first step, and it's a positive step in the right direction to getting it done. It
was not a time I want to say hello to my colleagues and Big Dan Valliere. And I want to say thank you, Big Dan, to send me a message on Facebook the other day. I want to say, yes, the New Democratic Party, with colleagues from the Conservatives and the Liberals, will ensure that the necessary changes are done so that people that have ATVs participate, they go around, they go to the lake, that they use their UTVs to ensure that people and the communities have the advantages, the economic development chances in the communities, and to assure that people in the clubs could have the advantages of using these vehicles. And as I said, it's always a pleasure when we talk about Northern Ontario, our routes, our trails, our forests, our lakes. That's where we play. That's where we work, and there's a lot of problems that are not addressed with the amendments. There are some changes still needed. We should see the problem in the forest road to Alexia. That's we try to address in different ways with different bills, and with another change in the government would be interested. Access to the lakes, for instance, in Northern Ontario is always a problem, and if you go for a walk in the forest, or either in snowmobile or a UTV, that's another problem, and the access to lakes for another day. But I had a great pleasure, and I had a discussion with the minister this afternoon. This is something to clean up with this bill, to have the needed legislation so that UTVs can have access like the ATVs have to the roads. I just wanted to say that, Big Dan, and next time when I go to Dubreuilville, we'll get together again, okay?